Saya fikir increasing the budget untuk pendidikan adalah satu tindakan yang patut, wajar dan juga long-sighted lah, with the foresight lah. Why do I say that? Sebab one of the problems that we are having right now in dalam negara kita adalah masalah persaingan. And it is obvious to me as an educator and also as a former academic that satu masalah penuntut-penuntut di Malaysia ini is the inability to think critically and think out of the box, which is now a requirement in the IT environment. In this global environment, you have to think critically, you should be able to process information very quickly and to come up with new products and new processes in order to compete with the real world. So this far, persaingan Malaysia khususnya is always through labour intensive. But now we know that we cannot be no longer be labour intensive, but we have to move towards capital intensive. So the further allocation for budget essentially is to support that process, so that Malaysia can compete not with Vietnam and also with Philippines, but now with the European countries as well as India and China. I think this is a commitment to education. Well, dua tiga isu lah. Satu, kebanyakan daripada sekolah kita, sekolah di Sabah dan Sarawak, sekolah kebangsaan, sekolah Sabah dan Sarawak, dan juga sekolah Tamil, sekolah Tamil, dan juga ada beberapa sekolah-sekolah kebangsaan yang tidak ada basic amenities seperti air, seperti elektrik, itu adalah. So this is a way to encourage that to happen. Kedua tu, you ask any educator, mana-mana pakar pelajaran ditanya, which is more important? Primary education ke, secondary education or tertiary education? Dia kata primary education. Sebab primary education is where you mold the mind, and that is where the emphasis should be. If you want to change the future, you change the young people first. For example, when bekas Presiden India datang ke Malaysia bulan lalu, ada orang tanya soalan dia, which part of your education is the most important part? He said, my primary education was the most important part of my education. And I'm sure banyak pakar cendekiawan mengenai pakar dengan education katakan focus on primary education. This is important. Well, I think sebenarnya pada pandangan saya, ini pandangan sekalian, bahawa pelajaran adalah hak rakyat dan hak itu mesti diberikan kepada rakyat oleh kerajaan. So there must be education is a right, and the right must be made. The government is made accountable to fulfill the right and realize the right. I think that is important. So I think the way we should look at education, the way we should look at the water and so on and so forth, should be in terms of rights, as opposed to a commodity. Though water, just like education, should not be turned into a commodity, which is what's happening right now. I think ini adalah sebab this is to reorganize national priorities lah, to reorganize lah, susun balik apa yang penting untuk rakyat dan apa yang penting untuk negara. Pandangan Pakatan Rakyat ialah people mesti diberi perlindungan, people must be protected. This is important. Tapi sekarang you tengok mana-mana taman you pergi, mana-mana rumah setinggan you pergi, dia kata masalah pertama adalah masalah curi, crime. It's very, very high. So therefore, I think it's only natural and makes lots of sense to me that any government should protect the interests of people first, which is to protect their life and also to protect their immediate family. Because saya ada dekat kawasan saya, beberapa keluarga mengatakan kepada saya bahawa mereka takut bila tidur. So if we can't provide basic rights to people, the right to life, apa maksud adakan kerajaan? Kerajaan mesti mementingkan rakyat. Dan instead of buying all these big helicopters yang kita tak guna, tak pakai, we have to provide the basic support for people lah, dan keluarga-keluarga Malaysia, khususnya orang-orang miskin.
Jadi bagaimana administration polis?
Okey, itu kita boleh bincang lah. Itu peratus itu kita boleh bincang lah. 30% ke 40% dan sebagainya. Tapi matlamat untuk menjamin kepentingan keluarga dan juga di taman-taman dan sebagainya adalah penting. Sekarang kita dapati bahawa yang orang ramai tidak ada perlindungan. Mereka pergi ke polis, polis pun tak boleh tolong sama dia. So cara ini untuk to strengthen the police force and to work with people untuk mengatasi masalah-masalah macam curian dan sebagainya. Well, sebenarnya rasional yang digunakan oleh Pakatan Rakyat ialah untuk create domestic demand, untuk create new domestic demand. So kalau kita bayaran kepada KWSP dikurangkan, maka yang the space itu sekarang boleh digunakan oleh pekerja-pekerja untuk membeli barang. Beli barang, dan ini bermaksud bahawa pihak firma-firma boleh membuat barang baru lah, can create new production, so on and so forth. Because end of the day, you must create employment. Because without employment, people will be in trouble. Families will be in trouble. So by actually letting go of money into the system, you create new demand in the economy. But pada pandangan saya ni, ini pandangan sendirian lah, saya fikir caruman KWSP mesti disimpan dalam same at the present time, 12%. Should not be reduced, because matlamat pension itu ialah untuk masa depan pekerja itu. Bila pekerja itu retire lah, pension dan sebagainya. Tapi apa yang mesti berlaku ialah state commitment untuk to build a social safety network as part of creating effective demand. So therefore, we have to think outside the box and think a bit adventurous now, because a lot of governments right now in other parts of the world are thinking about promoting infrastructure development. Although it is okay, but I think the development of social security and social safety net is the new pump priming, like pension pump priming that we need now. So therefore, I am not so comfortable with the idea, personally, of trying to reduce the caruman. I think the caruman should be kept the same, but the government must build social safety net as a way to protect workers. Actually, pada pandangan saya, satu daripada golongan yang mesti ditolong oleh kerajaan ialah small and medium industries. Dia mesti ditolong sebab oleh kerana masalah kewangan dalam ekonomi negara dunia sekarang, Malaysia ada double whammy dia panggil lah. Sekarang in the world economy, there are twin economies, Amerika dengan China. Dan Malaysia menghantar membuat ekspor kedua-dua negara. China pun hantar intermediate goods dan juga kepada pihak Amerika Syarikat. Amerika Syarikat kebanyakan electronics and electrical spare parts lah dihantar. Tapi oleh kerana the twin character of the world economy, iaitu China dengan Amerika Syarikat, now we know that America is going to go into recession. Ini bermaksud bahawa ekspor daripada China akan juga turun. So Malaysia, dua-dua tempat pun kena. Tak boleh hantar ekspor ke Amerika Syarikat, tak boleh ekspor kepada China. So therefore, masalah yang besar tu akan mengalami oleh small and medium industries. They will face the problem. And also, small and medium industries are the biggest employers in this country. The biggest employers in this country. So therefore, a government must support them. So we must support them, not tutup mata bagi semua wang lah, tidaklah. Tapi we must ensure that they are still competitive, still viable, and still